In this video, you're gonna witness a Mexican meat suitcase.
This thing is so full, the meat is popping out of it.
Cooked up Mayan style.
So this is true underground cooking. You're gonna see in just a moment, all this meat is gonna disappear underneath some earth. The toughest part is when you dig it up, because you never know the results.
But first, let's back up. The Mayan culture goes back thousands of years, well before Mexico was even a country.
Today we're in the state of Yucatan, about 1 hour outside its capital, Mérida. This area has the largest Mayan population in Mexico. Hey, doing a monologue. Yeah, that's right.
When it comes to food, Mayan people have a unique culinary identity, deeply rooted in the Yucatan region.
You ladies, how often are you making tortillas by hand?
The right word to use is tortear.
There's a verb that means to make tortillas?
Of course.
Today, I've come to experience this Mayan food for myself, made by a local family in Yucatan state. From their rather extreme pork sausage
It broke.
to one of the most iconic dishes in Mayan cuisine.
Okay, so right now they're digging up. Is that the head? Those are good teeth. This pig has better teeth than me.
It all starts here. Lime, banana leaves, annatto seeds, and dirt. These are the foundational elements of today's main course.
Good morning from Mexico. Today, we're gonna be cooking meat underground. Can you guess what kind of meat? You're probably correct.
Not many foods in this world are worth digging up your backyard, but this one is. Cochinita pibil, an entire pig, slow roasted underground for hours.
I've seen a similar meat preparation when I was in Mexico City. There they made barbacoa, but today the meat is gonna be prepared in a slightly different way. They're digging a hole and soon this is gonna go into that.
Under a dozen nimble hands, the carcass is doused with boiling water and scraped clean. Now, butchering can begin.
Typically with pigs like this, what I've seen in the past is cooking a whole pig underground like we saw in Jamaica. But I've also seen like what they do in the Philippines, taking the whole lechon and rotisserizing it above ground. Here, it's kind of like barbacoa in that different body parts, different sections will be cut up and placed in a big metal pan and put underground.
Today, the pig's mission goes well beyond cochinita. Its intestines and blood are handed over to the ladies, who will prepare another Yucatan delicacy we'll soon try. Meanwhile, the pig skin will be reserved for chicharon. In contrast to typical Mexican cuisine, Mayan dishes embrace the flavors of herbs and acid, with the extensive use of sour orange, habanero chilies, and leafy herbs. But the star of the show here is Achiote Paste. This mixture of annatto seeds, cumin, pepper, coriander, oregano, clover, and garlic adds an earthy, sweet, spicy, slightly smoky touch to the flavor profile. Rub, or rather submerge, the pork into this scarlet deliciousness. Then stack the meat into a giant steel treasure chest. Now comes the most crucial cochinita making step, the burial.
Right here we have all the meat, it's filling up the pan, it's completely full, and now they're gonna cover it with banana leaves.
The food we're making today is the love child of Spanish and Mayan cultures.
From here, we have the steel lid.
Following colonization by the Spaniards, pigs were introduced to the Mexican region in the 16th century.
He wants to seal it extra tight. He's got a steel cord, he's gonna wrap it around and then twist it tight.
The Mayans took no time to marry this new protein to their existing earth oven cooking technique.
To the right of me, we have a bed of extremely hot charcoal. Place it down. From here, they cover the whole thing with more leaves. The biggest thing we want is for the heat to not escape this. It's almost like we're creating a sauna for the meat to braise and steam at the same time. I wouldn't say this part is exactly traditional, but here they're putting on some tarps, some old bags, so that when they put the dirt on, none of the dirt is gonna come in contact with the meat. As far as traditions go, I'm okay with this updated version. I don't really want dirt on my food.
My experience with underground cooking tells me that many things can go wrong here. What if we dig it up too early?
We're gonna have to leave the meat inside of there for 3 or 4 hours so it cooks all the way through.
Or what if there's not enough heat?
You never know. You never know the results. You think you know, because this is a food show, like it should work out. But remember Pakistan? Like half an inch roughly is probably cooked, and then under that, pretty raw. Let's hope that doesn't happen today. In the meantime, breakfast. Well, good day.
Buenos días.
Buenos dias.
Buenas tardes.
Oh, buenas tardes. I don't know what that means.
Good afternoon.
Remember Kay? This 25-year-old singer is my travel partner on this journey through her home state.
How do you milk a habanero?
Despite her pride and her mighty Mayan ancestry, Kay's veins are filled with more Starbucks than Mayan blood.
Have you ever had like chicken heart?
Never.
Tendon.
Oh my God.
Blood tacos. What the f do you eat?
Cereal is my favorite.
It's part of my mission to reconnect this young lady to her roots. And what better way to do that than by getting really hands-on? You'll see what I mean soon.
I am so incredibly excited to be here. Is this the place where you grew up?
Aquí en HOMUN.
This is your mother?
Sí, es mi mamá.
And you are her son?
Sí.
All right, I'm just checking. Today's exciting because we're cooking an entire pig underground. It's gonna take some time for the pig to cook all the way through. In the meantime, we have the morcillas.
Morcilla is another gift from our Spanish amigos that's taken root in Mexican cuisine. This is also my first task for Kay.
So right now we're making morcilla, which is a dish basically made from blood.
Lime juice, peppermint leaves, scallions, chopped pork, and blood. This unlikely combination is the filling for our breakfast sausage. For the casing, how about a natural option? It's also organic.
Right now we have some intestines, which have been previously cleaned with lemon, and now we are stuffing them.
You should make one.
Okay. Step one, we take a good intestine. We open and we grab some meat with the blood. I don't want my shirt to get in the blood. We're getting it all in there, and so now we have to squeeze it so it can go all the way down to there.
Morcilla's many versions can be found around the country using different types of protein, but in Yucatan, it's all about the pork.
It feels kind of like gelatin. It stings a little in my fingers because of the lemon. It broke. Oh. Just made it easier for me. I gotta be honest, I was very scared for doing this, but now that I'm doing it, I feel kind of nice and connected to this lady, and she's helping me. So my shirt doesn't get all blood, so it feels nice connecting to my roots. We're finished!
The bloody morcillas are delivered to a bubbling pot of water and boiled until they become firm. Then these plump sausages make their final transformation in the frying pan. But in Mexico, it's still not a complete meal without the tortilla.
What's that face?
Tortilla. Dígale cómo es.
When the Mayans invented this maize flour flatbread thousands of years ago, little did they know it would one day become the most prominent pillar of Mexican gastronomy.
No matter where you go in Mexico, you're gonna find tacos in some variation, whether it's made of corn or flour, and many different types of corn too. I mean, there's yellow, there's red, there's blue tacos. Tell me about the maize or the dough that's being used here.
In Yucatan, we use white corn. Once it's grinded, we have something like this. We're making it by hand.
Is this mandatory? Like in kindergarten? Do you have to take a class on this?
Here in Mexico, your average hombre consumes 2,000 tortillas a year. That's 135 pounds worth. A food so popular, even Kay has mastered the ability to make it.
This is the hard part. Así nomás.
All right, I take that back.
That is hard. So you really have to slap it on there. Yes. Oh. This is a complete debacle.
It's sticky, that's why. Hey!
1 out of 3 is not bad in baseball.
Each tortilla is grilled for 1 minute on each side. You know your tortilla is perfect when it puffs like a blowfish.
You want to try one?
Yeah.
But you need to put some salt. You know what that's called?
A salt burrito?
Salt taco.
That would have been my second guess. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, these are outstanding. Why is this so good?
Because it's made with love.
And maybe the ingredients and the temperature and the way they press it. For me, sometimes a corn tortilla can be a bit gritty or even dry. And here, it has like a doughiness to
The
it.
dry ones are the ones from the machine, and usually the ones that are handmade taste like this.
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
She's like, I don't care that much. It's tortillas. So it turns out this type of cooking, it takes time.
A lot.
Can we try it out?
Yeah?
There's some fat pieces in here. That is gigantic. I know you're supposed to put it in a taco, but I really just want to experience the full flavor of this blood sausage.
Go for it.
Oh wow, it's a lot of different things at once. It's big chunks. It is not like a uniform texture at all.
Yeah.
You can taste the different types of meat. It's really crispy, super crunchy, slightly gamey. Overall, fun. But I think it would go better with a tortilla. Sorry, tortilla?
Tortilla.
Tortilla. So I'm gonna break this up a little bit and put it inside. And then I'm gonna throw some onion on top. Now, would this usually be eaten with some kind of a salsa?
No, ninguna.
Nada. Limón.
Nada. Oh, habanero.
Habanero.
Oh, I got a lot of seeds in that one. Really spicy.
I think it's good. It's better than the last one we tried.
Yesterday, the blood tacos.
It was morcilla also.
The habanero is the best part. It's like a spice that kind of creeps up on you. It feels like my throat is glowing with spice. Plus, the tortilla, soft, doughy, pillowy, warm.
The best tortillas.
A big part of our mission in coming here to Yucatan State is to understand more about the Mayan people and the Mayan cuisine.
Todos venimos de, como es Yucatán, tenemos descendencia maya.
Here in Yucatan, everyone has Mayan ancestors, but the Mayan culture could have been a little lost.
With the burying of the pig, these days at least, it's done in a steel container. Before that, how did people cook the pig underground?
Se utilizaba lo que son...
Ooh, in ceramic pots?
You could fit a whole pig in one pot?
Sí.
Is this something that you witnessed in the past?
Sí.
It's clearly a difficult tradition to keep doing because it is very labor intensive.
Nowadays, people tend to take like shortcuts by doing it in the oven, but thanks to these beautiful ladies, we still get to live it.
In just 2 more hours, the cochinita will be revealed,
You get that one, I get this one.
and we'll discover whether we have a feast or a flop.
Have you ever dug up the cochinita and it was still raw?
In the meantime, we'll see raw pig skin transform into this country's most iconic snack, Chichoron. And it starts with a sharp knife.
So right here, he has the skin. On top of that, there's a huge layer of fat. The skin is thick and tough, and then he can kind of just slide the knife through, passing underneath all this fat and cutting it off in one fell swoop. It's kind of like skinning a shark. Have you guys done that before? Okay, bad example. There we go. That is the final raw skin. There's no fat on the outside. Actually, right here, it's a little bit hairy still. Should we get a razor? Shaving cream? Yeah, we're gonna make sure all the hairs are off of there. Then this is gonna hit some super hot oil and you're gonna see it transform and change completely into something else. Prepare to be amazed. You can see this pan. I love this pan because it's basically an oil drum that's been cut in half and they welded a couple handles onto it. Inside we have a bunch of the fat from the pig. This fat is gonna render down. Once this becomes a liquid, we're gonna be able to put the pork skin in here and it's gonna fry up like crazy.
Last time in Mexico City, I witnessed skin touching hot oil and immediately exponentially puffing up in seconds. I expect to see the same here.
Right here, we have the fat, it's rendered, it's hot, it's actually boiling. He's got a whole pile of skin right here. He's gonna dump it in. Are you ready? Listo, let's go. In the past, I've only seen one chicharron being made at a time. At this point, he's putting all of it in at one time. And... nothing.
Well, it turns out that what I witnessed in Mexico City was the end of a long journey. The key to achieving perfectly crispy skin is to pre-fry it, so it can be double fried later.
Now we're putting in the pure rendered fat from the pig. Now, this is our chicharon. It's about to get fried again, and hopefully it's gonna expand into the chicharon that you've seen before. All right, puts it in. Oh, it's happening. Yes, slowly. It's starting to get bigger and bigger. You can see the individual pores are popping, exploding, creating this crispy texture.
Originating in Spain, Chicharon has taken over the taste buds of regions worldwide.
So right here we have the final product. This is a bit smaller piece. I mean, these can get huge. They can be as tall as me, really. This one's finished cooling down. You can see it's golden brown, it's crispy, and it has this wonderful kind of bubbly, coarse texture on the outside. Let me give it a little bit of a crack. Oh, yes, that crack is music to his ears. Gentlemen, Armando, you comfortable? There's no practical reason for us to be sitting on logs. I just thought it looked cool.
Joining us here, Armando and Eduardo.
So how long does this stay good?
So we have a Mayan word, it's called sats, soggy, because we live in Yucatan, right? Humidity is on top. So it's sats already, because you leave it like uncovered.
These guys have the highest standards I've seen for chicharon anywhere in the world. Well, that being said, let's eat this subpar soggy chicharon.
Salud.
If it got more crunchy, it would literally cut my teeth. That's delicious. I love the chicharon, and it goes in several different dishes. In fact, sometimes it even goes in the torta to give it a little bit of a crunch. But it's good to get a taste of the pure product once in a while to know what it tastes like. Because once you mix all these different things together, it's a different type of experience. But there's one more food here that I haven't seen. What is this?
Es el castacón.
Castacon consists of offcuts used to render fat for frying chicharon. The most beloved cut here is this.
El buche.
Buche is a stomach. Looks like I know some Spanish too, huh? Uh-oh, it's like leather. It still tastes good. There's still some oils coming out of it, and I don't mind it being chewy. It reminds me of a drinking food.
Sí, cebolla, tomate, repollo, cilantro, rábano. Todo eso lleva.
I hear him saying it, and I can just like feel the passion. Like
Agarra tu cervecita y...
He's like, where is the cerveza? Cerveza donde? I want to ask, you're both from Yucatan?
Sí.
And are you both Mayan?
Maya sí son.
What does it mean to you to be Mayan?
Lo mismo, nosotros.
They feel proud, and they feel prouder even to speak the language.
What do Mayans do better than anyone else?
Trabajar.
Mayans were not only renowned for their art and architecture, their uses of many indigenous plants like corn, beans, cacao, and squash remain crucial to modern Mexican cuisine. Meanwhile, hunting further complemented their diet.
Do you guys hunt?
Sí, casi.
Deer, turkey, wild pigs.
How is deer chicharon?
No, Chicharon.
Okay. The moment has come. This pig and all its body parts have been in the ground for almost 4 hours. We're gonna dig it up and see the result. Gentlemen, action.
Action.
Acción!
It's hot. You can feel through this tarp here. It's already very, very hot. The steam is starting to come out. They're taking off all the dirt. Now they gently peel back the tarps, carefully trying to make sure there's no dirt getting on anything. The leaves have changed completely. Like the leaves have also baked as well. Can we open it up?
Los tapamos.
Okay, let's do it. There's a wire on here. You get that one, I get this one. Oh, I think I'm making it tighter. It's warm. The heat is radiating off here. And that, my friends, is a true treasure. Look at all this meat. That's a liver. That's a ham. That's a knuckle. That's a crotch.
Liver.
Oh, he said liver. Sorry, I'm still working on my Spanish. We don't even need a knife right here. He's brought some tongs. He can just rip right into it, and it's so incredibly soft. But you know, a knife can never hurt. So right here we have the foot, the hoof, the cartilage. Salud.
Salud.
Perfecto.
Perfecto.
This is so delicious. That is just the first bite, but my gosh, it is bursting with piggy juices. Puerco perfection. I love it. From here, we're gonna put it on the table, cut it up, and let everybody enjoy. Ladies and senors, guys, we've done it. You've done it. It's been a magnificent day, and it's built up to this moment right here. My understanding is that people would let it cool down a bit. They would string it, then they would put it in a taco, maybe put some onions and salsa on and enjoy it like that. That sounds great, but you know what sounds even better? Pulling out huge pieces of pig parts and just seeing them for ourselves and trying it out with some cerveza.
¿Quién quiere cerveza?
She just translated one part of that, and everyone agreed. I want to try just a bunch of different parts. Could we start with the liver? Oh, so he cuts it, but then he dips it in the pork oil, which has been seasoned and dyed red from the achiote seasoning. All right, cheers. Liver.
Cheers. Salud.
Oh, wow.
Way better when it's seasoned with achiote.
For you, what does achiote taste like?
Achiote.
Good description. It tastes delicious. You know, there's just like that thick, oily,
Tomatoey, but chili-y.
precisely. Meanwhile, the liver is so crumbly. It's not dry, it's not moist, it's something in between.
Crunchy on the outside.
A wonderful texture. I love it. Are there folks in other parts of Mexico trying to replicate this dish?
Oh, cochinita is the most famous Yucatecan dish. So they all try to make it in, but it's never like in Yucatan.
So right now they're digging up, is that the head?
Yeah.
And that's the ear? It is incredibly soft. It's so soft it might even break just holding it like this. Like the cartilage on the inside is ready to just break and rip and tear under the gravity of its own weight. In the US, we usually throw this type of stuff away.
Peleado, lo hacen acá, lo pelean.
Oh, they fight for it.
Okay, my man, huge piece of ear for you. Oh yeah, please. She's afraid of the ear.
Oh my God, that is one of the most delicious ears I've ever had in my life. It is incredibly soft, tender, savory. Usually the cartilage bit in the center can be kind of snappy, crunchy. Here it just kind of melts in your mouth completely. What'd you think?
I think that like fish, kind of. It's like texture.
You're a real foodie, huh? Like fish. Finally, right here, we have the head. Those are good teeth. This pig has better teeth than me. Oh, yes. That is the cheek. This is, no joke, can I tell you something? This is like the best bite on the whole pig. So that is what's doing all the chewing, and there's something about it. It's like kind of sticky, fatty, soft, and just completely beautiful. Can I give this to you?
Sure. I'm gonna try it.
Lack of enthusiasm. I'm telling you, it's the best part. Eat it. Eat the whole thing.
I can't eat the whole thing.
What do you think?
I like it.
All right, well, that was anticlimactic. It would be a tragedy to leave here without eating one of these. We got some of that pork tenderloin in there. We're gonna put some onions. Oh, some of the grease.
That's the real taste of cochinita.
All the flavors together. You need the onion, you need some salsa. The tortilla helps with some of that heaviness. The meat is so soft and tender, it's gorgeous. I love it. For you, what is the secret behind the perfect cochinita?
El achiote,
Seasoning and achiote.
la hoja de plátano.
Use banana leaves and bury it.
That's it?
Some people can jump steps, but if you don't jump any step, it's perfect.
What about microwaving it? Because that's kind of my style. Set it for 4 hours.
4 horas, dice. El micro-
For me, Mayan culture is fascinating here in the Yucatan. Even the other day I went to Chichen Itza. It's just this huge man-made and probably woman-made pyramid that there's no explanation for. It's been there forever and it still stands today. And so obviously the roots of the Mayan people go back. People don't even know HOMUN. Hundreds, probably thousands of years. Do you ever worry about some of the traditions, the Mayan traditions going away?
Pues sí, porque es algo que nos identifica como yucatecos, como descendientes de los mayas.
Yeah, he's worried because it's our roots, our identity from Yucatan. So if we don't have it, we don't have anything.
And do you think you joining me on this series is a way for you to connect with those roots?
Totally.
And do you think you're doing it wholeheartedly?
I have tried everything you asked me to.
I'm just teasing you. You did fantastic. Señoras, señores, muchas gracias.
No hay algo grande en nosotros tierra.
You're going to have a big part of us with you.
Absolutely. And let's drink some beer too.
Cerveza. Cerveza.
Salud.
Salud. Júntense, júntense.
Clink, 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 clink. Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace. I'm told it's actually meant to be eaten cold.
Really?
Is it still cold?
No, it's hot.
Oh, better you touched the bowl. Smart. I was gonna. That is gigantic. Grande. I only know that word because of Starbucks.
And that's not grande. That's just the medium one.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
So weird. Have you tried pozol? You could call it tortilla beverage.
You make beverages out of tortillas?
Of course.
Can you make alcohol from tortillas? Have you ever dug up the cochinita and it was still raw? It wasn't cooked all the way through.
They're experts, but if it were to happen, just put it back in.
Okay, I thought if it were to happen, he would put me in the hole and destroy the cameras. Hey. Jesus, it's like my wife when she's mad at me. Come on, honey, it'll be okay. It's just like her, I swear to God. Baby, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Boom! Guys, that is the end of this video in particular. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to say a huge thank you right here to Kay Manak. Handshake.
Nice.
Awkward, right? Kay Manak, you can find her using that name on all of her social media, on YouTube, Instagram, and so forth. Kay, did you have fun today?
So much fun.
What was your favorite part?
Making tortillas.
That was the best part?
Yeah.
Nice. Guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. Yeah, there you go. Usually people do peace with me. Okay, but yeah, you'll get it. You'll figure it out. All right, bye.